everybody, Henry Wadsworth Steele here. It's been a long time since I've done a video. I've been doing a lot of different family related stuff, so finally had some time and desire to get back to doing a video. So I thought I'd start off nice and slow with a tunnel through the air look at type video. And all I'm going to do is look at page 1 here and do a couple of things, suggestions that might help you possibly. Okay, so let's look at it. Chapter 1. Page 1. Of course, it doesn't actually have the page number here. Page number doesn't show up until the second page. And interestingly enough, if we look at the book here as originally published, we see that between the foreword and the first chapter, there is no blank page or spacing page. So, interesting choice by the author. So anyway, let's look at the Tunnel Through the Air, Chapter 1, Page 1. We see in here that there are a few words that kind of stick out to those of us who look at the book and say, possibly there's something else to this book other than just the story written in it. And the hint for that obviously comes from the foreword that I just talked about slightly there. Now, if we look at it here, we see that there's like Lone Star State of Texas. That's something that could be looked at. Texarkana, the city could be looked at, obviously. The date right there, the names right there. Shoot, the number of paragraphs, the number of words in the paragraph, so forth and so on. So just as an example here, this is a searchable archive online, and I'll leave the link to it in the description of this video. I've left the link in several other video descriptions also, but I'll go ahead and leave it in this one also. But to search it, the search is not very accurate in this. To search it, I like to go to the PDF and use the search tools in the PDF, the Acrobat Reader PDF reader there. And I do like to go to the advanced search. And here we see that I've already looked up star, because star shows up in the very first line of the first chapter of the first page. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th, the 9th word, interestingly enough. But anyway, let's do a search and we find out that there are 7 instances of the word star in this book. So one might take that as a hint. But if we move on, we can look at Texas, a new search. Texas is another one. We look up here, we see there are 32 instances of the word Texas, but one of those instances actually shows up in the dedication. So there's actually 31 instances of the word Texas in the book, the actual story of the book. Now, interestingly enough, if we look at the first instance, it's on page 1, obviously, and we look at the very last instance right here, we see that it's on page 400. So there's 399 pages between these two instances of Texas. And that just happens to be the synodic cycle of the Sun and Jupiter. Is that a clue? Possibility? It might be something you want to look at. If we look back, let's do new search and do, actually, let's do this so I can get right back to the first page. If we do a new search and go right back to star, like we did before, we see that, of course, it's on the first page right there. But if we click here, it's on page 289. So there's a difference of 288 pages between the first and the last instance of the word star. So let's go back to the first page. And we see that there's other things here, like we could look up Saturday. Why not do that? Right there, we find out that there are 18 instances of the word Saturday. Quite interesting. Death is another one. Let's look up death. And we see that there are 66 instances of the word death. But I think you can probably see what I'm doing here, right? I've shown this before, but I wanted to show it again because if you really want to dig into this book, this is the way to start doing it. Start looking for connections, numbers between pages, things of that manner. Another possibility is. Bring up the word right there. If we copy this right here, the first paragraph, paste it in the word, we can get a word count. We see that there's 145 words in the first paragraph. Of course, that's actually in like that. It's quite interesting, huh? And if we look here, Texarkana is split right there, right? So if we bring this back up, Texarkana, oh, it's not split in here. Okay, I was going to say there might be 144 there. That would be awfully convenient, wouldn't it? But anyway, I think you get the point here, right? Different ways to look up. No, I don't want to save changes. Different ways to look up different possibilities that could mean things to you. For instance, I showed in another video that if we look up this date, June 9th, and compare it to the date of the San Francisco earthquake in April, you actually have to do a little bit of research to find that, but you find out that that happened on April 18th in 1906. So there's 52 days between here. And interestingly enough, this line right here, the number of words in this line, the 104th word in here lands in this line talking about that. So anyway, I just wanted to go ahead and get this one out because I have a couple more videos I plan on doing this week that I should be able to have them released by the weekend. So I wanted to go ahead and start doing some videos again. All right, until next time, this is hwsteele talking to you later.